The United States is a dictatorship. Dictatorship is an autocratic form of government which is characterized by a leader or group of leaders who hold governmental powers with few to no limitations. If a dictator wants something to happen, there's not much any individual can do to stop it. They are above the law. Trump is a dictator. For example, just the other day, the Trump administration, orchestrated by this crack alley-looking version of Lex Luthor, ignored a judge's order to turn back a deportation flight of alleged gang members. And according to Axios, they intentionally did so, with a senior White House official being quoted as saying, "This is headed to the Supreme Court, and we're going to win." The alleged immigrant gang members were deported under Trump's declaration of the Alien Enemies Act of 1789. Wartime law gives the executive extreme immense power to deport non-citizens without a judicial hearing. The executive order invoking the act was signed Friday night, but intentionally not advertised, because after all, there has been no official declaration of war, so it's nonsense. Expecting a judge to block the illegal order, there was then a mad scramble to execute the deportation. Quote, "We wanted them on the ground first, before a judge could get the case, but this is how it worked out," said a White House official. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt issued a statement saying the administration did not refuse to comply with a court order. The order, which had no lawful basis, was issued after terrorist TDA aliens had already been removed from U.S. territory. Oh, you don't say, Caroline. So I guess it's now the executive branch and not the judicial that determines what's lawful. Sounds like a dictatorship. In addition, in a post to Truth Social last night, Donald Trump declared Joe Biden's pardons, including those to the January 6th committee, void, something he has absolutely no authority to do, arguing without providing any evidence that they were done by AutoPen and Joe Biden had no idea what he was even signing. Gee, that sounds familiar. Hey, Don, was this you?
First, we have for your signature 5 official designations of special envoys. The first is Mr. Steve Witkoff, who's actually in the room, to be your. Next, we have Mauricio Claver-Carron to be your special envoy to Latin America, sir. Next, we have a set of pardons for peaceful pro-life protesters who were prosecuted by the Biden administration for exercising their First Amendment rights.
Do you know how many?
I believe it's 23, sir.
Can you tell me those 23 people's names? I'm guessing not. This argument that Biden's pardons are void due to use of AutoPen just happened to imitate an argument made by the Oversight Project, an arm of the right-wing think tank behind Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation. But of course, this argument ignores the fact that many presidents have used AutoPen. It might have something to do with the fact that other presidents typically read reports and attend meetings, rather than spend nearly 30% of their time playing golf. I guess every legal document ever signed by a judge via signature stamp is null and void too. When the leader of a country deems negative press against him illegal, or boycotts against private companies, or even organizing in itself, what should one call that if not a dictatorship? But what can one expect when a corporate-bought Supreme Court declares that any official act performed by the president is not illegal? But remember, you're not powerless. We fight concentrated power with collective action. The most radical thing you can do is be there for your community by joining or donating to an activist organization. Solidarity.